So for today's video, we're going to tackle about one of the most commonly searched web development question or strategy. So what would that be? So isa sa common na questions that even I ask when I get started with web development is how can I center items or text inside a div vertically and horizontally. So in this video, I'm going to show you three steps or three ways to do such output. So let's get started. I have here a code pen. So for this one, I'll be having here a box class, and this box will have a width of at least let's just say 400 pixels, and also a height of same 400 pixels. Of course, I need it to have a border para lang maging visible on our end the things that we're working on. So 1 pixel solid black, and inside of this I'll be having an item class and just add here some few gibberish. Let's just say sample, or let's just say center me, and let's just wait it to load there. So, one of the most commonly asked question is paano ko isa-center yung class item ko doon sa box or within the box. So, one way to do this is for us to use what we call flexbox. So, in this case, we'll have here a a CSS property display and set it to flex. And then, we're going to use justify dash content center. So, anong ginagawa nito, no? Ina-align nito yung items into the center based dun sa cross-axis. In this part, ang cross-axis niya is, or yung flex direction niya, ayun yung magiging basis ng cross-axis, which is yung currently na-define na flex direction. And in default, ang flex direction nito is in a column. So, as you can see, it is centered on the x axis. And another thing to do is we define align dash items and then center, meaning we vertically centering such item on our div. And as you can see, as of now, we achieve in a very few lines of code or CSS code yung ating class na item. So this one is the first part or the first way to do such thing. So another thing to do this is now we use grid or CSS grid. So in this one, we just say display grid. And as of now, walang mangyayari because of course there are few things needed to be added for this to happen. Even if you're using basically the grid, you need to define such things such as grid template columns and whatnot for display grid to work. So just defining display grid won't do anything into your HTML or your specific class you're working on. So let's get back to the topic. So with this part, we're going to use grid or CSS grid. And then we're going to use here the place dash items. Then we're going to specify here center. And as you can see here, the item is centered. So place items is more likely a shorthand for justify items and align items. Things that are under display grid. So this is another way, or the second way that we can do to center things inside our box class. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is another way. Now we define display, and now this will be table cell. So what is table cell? We're just telling the browser na I want it to act or behave same as how tables work. So there will be imaginary columns and rows in this part. So for this to work, we actually needed to add a few more things, and that will be aligning items vertically. So how can we do that? We use vertical dash align. Then we specify that we want it to be aligned in the middle. And as you can see, it's currently on the x-axis, but we want it to be on the zero. If we're thinking of it as a Cartesian plane, we want it to be on the zero or at the very middle, vertically and horizontally. And for us to do that, we can just simply use this text align center. By doing that, it will be aligned in center and all of the things will be aligned at the middle, vertically and horizontally. Same on what we have on the few or the first two uh, ways that I've mentioned. So, if you're still nahihirapan ka pa rin in doing such thing or searching for the best approach to do that, or centering items vertically and horizontally. So you can make use of these three ways using the flex box, the grids, CSS grid, and using the display table cell. So these three are the most commonly used, and I actually use these three as well on my personal projects. So you can make use of this as a reference for your future projects. So thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next videos.